Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dog, giving them all dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Why don't you join in? Yeah. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Got to turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only. Steve Harvey. Got a radio show. Man, yeah, I do. Man, God been good to me. Man, he been so good to me. Wow. And you know why I say it like that, what makes it amazing is because it's been in spite of myself. I mean, you know what I mean by that? I mean that he's been good to me in spite of all the craziness I've done. All the foolishness I've gotten myself involved with, and not only but knowingly got myself involved with. All of the stupid decisions I've made. Put all that to the side, and he's still been good to me. Bring it all and put it on the plate, and he's still been good to me. Man, that's amazing, man. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that could say the exact same thing. I mean, come on, man. I got you ain't famous. I got ain't nobody got no microphone in your face. I got nobody ain't got no spotlight on you. I got nobody ain't got no camera in your face. I got nobody probably ain't nobody blogging about you. But let me tell you something. If you break it down and be real about it, oh, you done something outside the box. You done something, ladies included. You've done something out the box. You woke up and went, what did I do that for? Oh, we've all done it. So with all that said and done, God still loves you, man. God still loves you, still wants the best for you, still considers you his child, and is willing, man, to show you your future. He is willing to show you your life. He is willing to let you take a peek at the blueprint. Man, that's an amazing God right there. Because I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm glad it's him. You know, today, man, I want to encourage brothers out there. And when I say brothers, I'm talking to everybody that's of the male species. I don't care about your color. I really, really don't. I don't even have time for that in my day. Matter of fact, sometimes when you get to discussing race, I just get tired of it sometimes. So I just wish, you know, some days I just want to wake up and just do me. You know, I got what the skin tone is. I got that. But I just want to wake up some days and just go on about my business and do me. I don't want to have to deal with it. Sometimes I get tired of talking about the issues. I ain't going to make them go away, but sometimes I get tired. So today I'm talking to brothers, all the brothers of the male species. I'm talking about men. Today, man, if you ain't doing it all, if you're feeling empty, man, start today completing your process and your journey. And you know what I'm saying by that? If there's a part of you that's missing as a man, And now, man, I'm talking to you, so, some ladies listening, but you know what I'm talking about. It's some part of you that's missing as a man. If you ain't really been in touch with your kids like you're supposed to. Now, for whatever the reason is, and please know, I do understand how sometimes women can use children as pawns. It happens all the time. I've been through it, man. I know what it feels like, man, to want to do something, but because you ain't got this or you ain't doing this, then I ain't going to let you have this. You got to fight through, fellas. You got to fight through. You got to fulfill your end of the deal. And I got how difficult they making it. I got how, man, it's going to come with some drama, but you got to fight through it. Because, man, we need fathers to be fathers. That's really what we need. If you're a man out there and you are a father of a child, we need you to do your job. I'm talking about our community, our situation, us as a people, all of us. We need you to be a father, period. Now, hey, man, I ain't coming down on you. I'm just your boy. I'm your man. And I've been in the same predicament and the same hole myself, where I couldn't get to them, where they were used as pawns, where they were told things about me that wasn't even true. I've been through it. You can't see them. You don't come over. Okay, I got all that. You ain't sent this. You ain't, okay, hey, got all that. If you can call them sometimes, tell them you're thinking about them. Tell them you love them. If you can get a letter to them, if you can get a message to your children through one of your relatives, start the process today. Be a father. It's your job. Now, because you ignoring him, or you acting like they ain't over there, or you done backed them out of your mind because the situation got too difficult, I got that. I got that. But you got to step up and be fathers. You got to write a letter. You got to send the money. If she talking about if you don't send all the money, you ain't going to send. Send what you got. If taking it over there is too much drama, send it through a relative. Give it to a mama. Give it to a sister. Ask her to take it over there and do something for the baby. Because, okay, you can't deal with the drama. I got that. And I know it's much to pay when you have to deal with that. Because I know hell have no fury like a woman scorned. Please know I know that. Please know. And that's a real statement. That ain't no saying Steve got. That's the truth. So, but do what you got to do. Sometimes you have to apologize. Sometimes an apology goes a long way to your children. Just say, look, because I've made this apology before. Hey, man, look, I'm sorry. I wasn't there for you. I was out grinding and hustling, and I wasn't paying attention to you. And I should have been. And I apologize. Now, imagine, man, there's days where you was telling people I was your father up at the school and they wasn't believing you. I apologize for sending you through that. But now, man, I tell you what, I made some mistakes and I got it together. I want me and you to move forward as father and son. I want me and you to move forward as father and daughter. I want to be in your life. Now, I ain't got a lot, but guess what? I know a lot. Because if you a man and you a father, please know you know something that child don't know. You have information. You have experience. That's all they need sometimes, to have somebody to talk to. That daughter of yours just needs to know from her daddy, how should a man treat me, Dad? What should I look for in a man? See, they'll take that information from you because they know it's coming from the right place. And then you know that your son needs you because you know how difficult it is if you're trying to be a man without your daddy. You already know how funky that is right there. So come on, man, admit your mistakes and move forward. Call your kids, write a letter, get a phone number on them, send a text, drop a message, send a note up to the school. Do something, man. If those of us that are fathers would just be fathers, I could shut the mentoring camp down. Now, I would say I apologize because I don't want you to think I'm coming down on you, but I've been through this myself. I ain't really coming down. I'm just reminding you, this is our job. These are our children. This is our responsibility. We are men. There is no excuses. You don't get cut a break on that one. Sorry.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, animal trainers, parakeets, pigeons, buffaloes, tree-dwelling monkeys. Oh, I'm covering everything.
Yeah, sounds like much.
Covering everything.
Pork products. That's from Mississippi Monica. Chitlin eaters, vegans, welcome to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. I will say this. I think that I have discovered that I have antibodies against COVID-19. And I'm only saying this because I think I have antibodies against it because of devouring chitlins for 38 years. I think my body built up an immune system that if you can eat chitlins for 38 years, nothing can come in here and affect me. I'm just making that a theory. It's not probably a fact. It's just something I came up with, you know. You know how you come up with something that's kind of stupid? You ever came up with a theory that was stupid? That's my stupid theory of the year.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
If you've eaten chitlins for over 15 years, you can't get COVID.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid, Steve. Yeah.
I'm what? Shirley Strawberry.
I don't know how to follow that.
It's okay, don't worry about it. Carla, for real. Ain't nothing to you. You ain't even got to speak. Junior, you feel me?
What up, big dog?
Tommy, you with me?
I'm with you, baby. Let's get it.
Yeah. Everybody ignorant know that could be true.
That
Oh,
could
the
be true.
chitlin eaters.
Man, taking that smell in.
Hey,
out
does
of-
Popeyes have a food truck?
I don't know.
Oh.
They got a hell of a
Why?
lemonade, I tell you that.
Yeah, I
frozen.
like their
Popeye.
lemonade. I do like their lemonade.
Popeye.
Tommy.
They got a
It's not too
frozen
sweet.
cane lemonade or something. It's off the chain.
Yeah, it's not too sweet and it's not too tart. It's just right.
I never understood the debate between who had the better chicken sandwich, Popeyes or
Filet.
Chick-fil-A. I never understood. I've never been there, had a Popeyes chicken sandwich, though.
See, and that's what started this year. It all started with this chicken sandwich
And then it was
debate.
it went downhill
It
after
went
that.
crazy after
Because
that.
they went crazy. You right, Carla. And after that. And then, the Popeyes commercial, I love the lady says, I'm experiencing some things here. I like her. But I cannot stand that dude when he go sitting there looking all special.
Why?
Too much, huh?
That damn
That's too much
good.
about some chicken, ain't it?
Yeah, man. That damn
Perpetuate the
chicken, dog.
stereotype.
Sitting there looking all special. Yeah, man.
He don't do all that.
Not all.
They were
Chicken ain't
equally
that
they
damn
were the
good. Your
same to
black
me.
ass off of there, loving on that chicken like that.
They were the same to me.
What the girl and the guy?
I looked.
No,
at
the
them both
girls
the
was
same.
genuine. Hers was genuine. He
thought
was
his-
trying to be on the commercial,
All right.
sitting there looking all special and stuff. So what you gonna bite it for then?
All right, look, coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, Steve, your favorite segment, Ask the CLO, right
Ready
after
to
this.
go?
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, so Steve, everyone is really loving your advice during your favorite segment, Ask the CLO, Chief Love Officer. So let's
Before
get
we
to
do
it,
that,
okay?
Shirley, I have to ask you: Did I do anything that was good and ignorant yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Anything? How about everything?
Everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back to normal now. I'm gonna try to help somebody.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. If
Yeah,
you
we'll-
insist.
All right, go ahead.
All right, this one's from Susanna in New York. She says, last night, my son told me the funniest thing I'd ever heard about his auntie. It's his father's sister, and she's very heavy-chested, and she wears really good bras. So they're always up high at attention. My son is 6, and his auntie likes to give him a big old bear hug. Well, last night, he told me that he hates it when she grabs him because his face ends up in her bra, and he said it is always musty in there.
Yeah. Put something on that.
He wants me to tell her to stop hugging him. I will tell her to stop hugging him, but should I tell her why? Should I?
Well, first of all, you started this off wrong. You said My son said to me the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the funniest thing we've heard. Just wanted to point that out. Wasn't that damn funny? So I was disappointed as the story unfolded.
It's a letdown.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I went, oh my God, this is going to be good. It's musty in there. Well, he's 6. That ain't the mustiest thing you've ever smelled either. So it's a lot of disappointment in this whole setup. So I really don't have no advice for her or the damn 6-year-old. You're going to get hugged whenever her big ass want to hug you. How about that? That's what's going to happen to you because you 6. You know how many times I had to hug relatives I didn't want to? You're going to be getting them same hugs till you about 12.
But don't she need some powder up there? Want that?
No, she going to get bigger,
can't
dog.
wear
This is
powder
where
no
she
more.
at now.
Yeah.
She
I
gonna
see no
swell.
powder.
She only gonna get bigger. And you can't put powder in your cleavage and show it at the same time. Because then
wear a
somebody
towel
got
no
got
more,
a rash or
period.
something.
Yeah, it's not good
See.
for you.
No.
Okay. So
You heard
so
them two talking, so you can't do that. No, I'm just they were saying y'all had something to say about it. And I just noticed, these two
Should
said
she
don't put no
tell
powder
her-
in there because
should
it's
she-
gonna cake up.
Should she tell
It's
her
gonna look like
sister-in-law?
cornstarch on a baby diaper if you take it off.
All right,
Y'all
Corky.
don't wear powder no more? What happened
Corky.
to powder?
No, come on, let's go, Tommy. They don't wear powder.
Tommy.
Don't start that. That's
Nobody
charge.
wears powder.
Yeah, nobody.
anymore,
It's
Tommy.
it's
Okay.
yeah.
Tommy,
It's
if
bad.
you ask direct questions, you walking up on some charges.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at your uncle coming to your rescue. All right, this is from Corky in Charleston, South Carolina. Corky says, my fiance treats me like a queen, but I need him to try one thing for me. He has strong Christian values, but he finally gave in, and we've been having premarital sex. I feel like if we're going to have sex, we should do everything. He won't do everything, though. I've put chocolate sauce on it, worn edible cherry-flavored underwear, and he still says he's not going down there. I do it for him. So what's the problem? Is there something that you think he will consider doing after we get married?
Let me explain
Wow.
something to
Were
you.
you
I hope we
disappointed
got a
in
radio show.
Wait,
I
wait.
don't know how.
Were you disappointed in that letter?
I
that
have
question?
an answer for her.
Okay.
First of all, Corky want to get quirky. So let's just start there. Corky want to get quirky. Now, I don't listen to me. I know every boy has said when he first found out about that, he would never do that. Every boy has said that when they first found out. I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
My brother told me, keep living, fool. He said, quit saying what you ain't gonna ever do. My brother told me, he said, boy, you don't understand how good it is.
Answer her question and move on.
Do you
This
enjoy
boy
your
double
job? Do you enjoy working here? Because you won't be. You keep it up.
So anyway,
So
listen to me.
anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know how old you are, ma'am, but like I said, every boy has said it when they first heard about it. I ain't gonna do that. Yep. Every boy I know that ever said it, done it.
Checkmate.
Yeah.
Look for it.
Hold tight.
There you go.
okay. I think you've answered that sufficiently. Thank you. Moving on.
He gonna have on a miner's
okay.
hat with
You
a light on it.
Did you just hear what I said? We are moving on.
Let him
Reese,
finish.
Tommy, be quiet. Reese in Lansing, Michigan says, all my life. All my
had to
life.
fight.
I had to fight.
All my life.
Yeah. Jodeci
Yeah, there it
Jr.
is. There you
All
go,
my
Mom.
life, I've been a hard sleeper. And I used to wake up mornings and my husband would have slept on the couch all night. Well, last weekend I had a stomach ache, so I was up in the middle of the night. My husband wasn't in bed or in the den. I looked outside and he was sitting in a woman's car. He jumped out and told her to drive off. What? His pants were unzipped and he said it was a coincidence and she was a former coworker that needed advice. What do you think would have gone down if I hadn't walked out when I did? It was 2:30 a.m., by the way. Should I believe him?
Well, good thing your stomach was tore up. Or you'd have never found out.
Right.
See, behind every pain, there is a little gift. So your stomach was just tore up. You trying to go to the bathroom, you look outside, he's sitting in the car with a woman giving advice with his pants down.
They were just unzipped.
I've given advice with my pants down, too. Lots of it. You sure
They were
there wasn't
just
instructions
unzipped.
and not advice?
She said a zip.
Right there.
Yeah,
Right
damn
there.
it.
Right there. Right there.
Sound like it was instructions and not advice.
All right, we got to go. Thank you, I think, COO.
All my life.
All right, coming up next, Nephew Tommy's Run That Prank Back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann is standing by with more of today's national news. Plus, in trending news, Uncle Ben's and Mrs. Butterworth's will follow Aunt Jemima by phasing out racial stereotype logos. We'll talk about it all at the top of the hour, but right now, it is time for the nephew to run that prank back.
Well, let's go down to the church. The preacher's wife.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to prank them too. The preacher's wife. Let's go on down to the church. Get it cracking. Let's go, Kat.
Hello,
Hello, I'm trying to reach a Sister Angela. Sister Angela, please.
this is she.
How you doing? My name is Brother Clayton. I'm calling you from Greater Baptist Church. How you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Good to hear from you, brother.
Yeah, listen, I know that your husband, Reverend Jonathan, is actually one of the candidates that we may be choosing to be our pastor since our past pastor has stepped down.
Yes. I'm very proud of my husband. I think he'll make a very good candidate, as a matter of fact.
Here at the church, we've been asking a lot of the deacons and assistant ministers here have been asking different questions, different things that they would be doing once they became pastor. You know, like your first 100 days, what would you try and change here at the church or try and make better, so to speak? Yeah.
Did you need
what
to speak to my husband? He's not here right now. Did you need to speak to him?
No, not right now. What we decided to do, Sister Angela, is actually call the wives and ask them a few questions.
Oh, okay. That's a little different. Sure.
And we don't want to take up too much of your time. You know, a lot of times, if a pastor is stressed at home, 9 times out of 10, he's likely to be stressed at the church. So I guess my biggest question to you is your husband stressed at home?
No, not that I know of. He eats regularly. He's on a good diet. You know, he goes to the doctor regularly, gets his physical. Pretty good at home. I don't have a reason to believe that he's stressed. He certainly hasn't brought anything to my attention.
Okay, no, I don't think you follow me, Sister Angela. What I'm saying is he stressed behind closed doors? Is he stressed in that fashion?
I'm not too sure I follow you. You say behind closed doors. What exactly did you mean by that?
Is he stressed in y'all's relations? Is he stressed?
Are you asking me about my personal business, brother?
Well, what I'm saying is if he's stressed at home, he'll be stressed at the church. And if he's stressed at the church, then the members are stressed. Then the congregation is stressed. So the stress starts with you.
Excuse me?
If you are making sure that he's all right at home, he's going to be all right at the church.
I'm sorry, brother. What was your name?
Brother Clayton.
Brother Clayton. I appreciate you conducting whatever interviews you guys need to conduct with the candidates' wives. I do think that's pretty much personal territory, and I really don't want to answer those kind of questions.
It's not personal, Sister Angela, when there's so many other people involved. See, that's why I'm asking you the question, is your man
Brother
stressed
Clayton,
behind?
Brother Clayton, I could assure you
Yes.
that my husband is not stressed at home, if I get your drift. He is
Okay.
not stressed behind closed doors, brother. And I would appreciate you if you don't call with these kind of questions. Are you asking other candidates why these kind of questions?
Well, I was the one dedicated to give you a call, and that's the question that I decided to come up with, because I want to know if a man is going to be stressed, because if he's going to have tension at the church, then the congregation is going to have tension, the church is going to have tension, and the church cannot
Brother
move
Clayton,
forward in the direction on which
Brother
we're
Clayton,
going.
my husband and I have been married 25 years, and they've been 25 good years, if you get my drift, okay?
Oh,
He is
okay.
not stressed at home. And whatever goes on at home, my husband has sense enough not to take it to the church. That is not something he's going to do. So you don't
But
have
see,
to
that-
worry about anybody else being stressed at the congregation, in the pulpit, nowhere, okay? We
Yeah, I
have our
understand.
stuff together at home, and I appreciate if you don't ask me those kind of questions. Now, you
But
can find
sometime-
something else to ask me.
But sometimes a woman does not realize that her husband is stressed. You understand? There's a possible way that you don't know that he's stressed.
Brother
So how
Clayton,
can you get...
Let me get your phone. Matter of fact, let me get your full name. What's your first name?
Let's just go with Brother Clayton right now. And could you please answer this question? How can you guarantee that he is fully not stressed?
Brother Clayton? Let me call on the Lord real quick. Hold on. Brother Clayton, I'm an honorable woman. I'm a woman who stands by my man, okay? But you are asking me some questions that's very personal, very private, very confidential. You are asking me questions that are questions of the sanctity of my marriage, okay? My husband is not stressed. And if I need to be real clear, I don't send him away from my home stressed, okay?
How do you know?
I know.
But what are you doing to make sure that it's less stress?
Brother Clayton, I'm about to end this phone call, okay? Now, if you...
No, we're not going to end this
question.
phone
Now, if you
call
wanna
until
ask-
we know. I need to know that Reverend Jonathan is not stressed at home. They assigned me to talk to you, and that's
So
what I'm
what?
going to do. And I'm going to leave.
Okay, he is not stressed. I don't know who told you that. The man is not stressed. Is he acting stressed around you? He's not acting stressed at home.
I bet you he's stressed because you're stressing me right now. Now we're both stressed out. How can we understand that man is not
Brother,
stressed?
That's the end of this conversation. Do you understand me? Give me your full name right now.
Give me some intimate details, and then
Crossed
I'll
the
give you
line,
my
brother.
number.
You have crossed the line. You wait till my husband gets here. If this is going to cost him a candidacy, then so be it. We'll find another church. I'd have some choice words for you right now. Ooh, Brother Clayton.
I will give you my name right now. Do you have a pen?
Yes, I'm going to write it right now.
The letter N. N is in Nancy. E. P.
You moving slow. What? I know how to spell now. Talk up faster.
Nephew.
What kind of name is that? Nephew. Your name is Nephew Clayton?
My name ain't Nephew Clayton. My name is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your husband, Reverend Jonathan.
Hold on. You said this is Nephew Tommy.
This is Nephew Tommy.
Oh, my God.
From the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your husband got me to prank phone call you.
Oh, Lord, I'm going to kill it. Oh, Lord, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. Oh, my God. Lord, y'all didn't stress me. Y'all didn't stress me this morning. I can't believe I let him get me. You know, I didn't heard these pranks before. Oh, my God. Tommy, I will tell you, if this was 25 years ago, brother, I cussed up a storm. I'm so glad I'm a saved woman.
Well, listen. Can I ask you one more thing?
Yes.
What is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
I just want to make sure she taking care of Pastor at the house. He don't need to be stressed. You understand?
Yeah,
You need to make sure you relax him. That's all I'm saying.
You know what? This
Yeah.
show.
You know, you're gonna be the first lady. You need to step up and do your job. He don't need to be stressed.
All right. Thank you, Nephew. Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment and some national news for you right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, we all know that Pepsi announced it is retiring the 130-year-old Aunt Jemima brand and logo.
Pepsi make Aunt Jemima?
Pepsi make that?
Yeah,
PepsiCo.
PepsiCo.
I didn't know that.
PepsiCo. Quaker Oats and all that.
Yeah.
together.
Pepsi announced they're working to make progress toward racial equality through several initiatives and take a hard look at their brand's portfolio. Wow. About time. Uncle Ben's is also changing its brand identity. Uncle Ben's picture is a beloved chef from Chicago. I didn't know that. However, the imagery evokes a servant title that white Southerners once used, and an uncle for older blacks because they refused to say Mr. and Mrs. And then finally, Mrs. Butterworth says it would conduct a whole branding and packaging review. So there you go.
So Miss Butterworth is changing too?
Mrs. Butterworth, Uncle Ben's, and Aunt Jemima.
Now, the Aunt Jemima.
I understand that one.
I understand that one. The Miss Butterworth, I didn't never feel no kind of way about that. But I'm just going to tell you right now, if you take Uncle Ben off the rice, I'm not buying another damn box of it.
Wow.
You want Uncle Ben on there?
No.
Uncle Ben ain't making no money.
White man, it's going to be River Rice or something like that.
Yeah.
Riley Rice. Well, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. I'm with you. And what did they say? What name they gonna change Aunt Jemima to?
No,
Reese's
If it ain't
Rice.
Aunt Jemima, what is gonna be?
They're reviewing everything now, so we'll
'cause
know.
It's going to be
I'm not
Aunt Claire.
We'll know when they repackage and rebrand.
Because I'm not ready for log cabin yet. I'm not ready for that.
Oh, log cabin syrup.
Oh,
That log cabin syrup, I'm not putting that on my pancake.
No, I ain't changing to that. No.
I used to eat that when I was little.
So they're
Yes,
going
Aunt
to take
Jemima.
off the Miss Butterworth. Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima,
She the
I didn't
syrup,
like
the
the box.
pancakes, she everything. What is?
I didn't like
pancake mix.
the ribbon on your head, the knot in the front.
Oh,
Yeah,
uh-huh,
but then
the
they
scarf.
took that, and
Yeah, and
then
they
updated
did her hair. She had a nice coif.
He said I ain't like the
Oh.
ribbon.
Yes.
They took that away 5 years ago. Oh, okay.
Got her head tied up like she Tupac.
But it used to be like that, yeah. But
Yeah,
then they
for a
took her
long
hair
time.
down and gave her a nice do.
I wonder if the Colonel knows Aunt Jemima.
Nice
You
bob.
think them two know each other?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
That's
nother.
That's
Yeah.
another protest in itself.
Right.
Because you stole that chicken. We do know that.
Yeah.
I'm a great Southerner,
the
and I've
recipe.
been making chicken.
That was from
Chicken
his,
is my life.
his maid, right? He stole the cook's recipe.
I did not steal the recipe. These 7 spices, I've known this for a long time.
What about
Quiet as
cream
it's
of
kept. I'd been dating.
You know what? No.
You been what?
All right, I'm
What'd
getting
you
ready to
say?
move on. I'm getting ready to move
I
on.
decided
right now.
I'd better not expose that true fact.
No.
Because in the climate we're in today,
Yeah.
I didn't think that would be the right thing to say with all this going on with relations today.
I don't think you could do this voice in this climate.
You need to go.
I'm doing it.
In other news,
Well, damn it, it's done. And we dated. Now that's out.
In other news, Pharrell showed up at a press conference in his home state of Virginia. He wanted to announce Juneteenth as a paid state holiday. With Pharrell by his side, Governor Ralph Northam spoke about the significance of June 19th. Northam tells the Daily Press that Juneteenth matters because it says to the black community, this is not just your history, this is everyone's shared history, and we recognize it together. And we'll be back. We got some headlines. Go ahead, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Okay, my mother used Carolina. She used Carolina rice. Okay, this is Ann Tripp with the news. An now fired Atlanta police officer who shot and killed 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks last Friday. His name is Garrett Rolfe. He's been charged with 11 counts, including felony murder and assault with a deadly weapon. He's expected to turn himself in this morning. And the other officer on the scene, Devin Brosnan, is charged with aggravated assault and violations of the oath of office. The shooting took place during a sobriety check at a Wendy's parking lot, and Fulton County says that authorities say Mr. Brooks was kicked and denied medical care as he lay dying after they shot him in the back. DA Paul Howard says it's unfortunately just the latest in a long, grim line of cases.
Unfortunately, this marks the 40th prosecution of police officers for misconduct here in our county, and this is the 9th time that we've prosecuted a homicide case committed by a police officer. 8 of those cases involved black males, and one of those cases involved a black female.
This morning, several Atlanta cops called in sick. According to the latest Quinnipiac University poll, a majority of American voters, 68% to 27%, feel that discrimination against black Americans is a serious issue in this country. Also, 67% of those asked support the protests, while 28% say they do not. Most of the 28% are Republican voters. Again, we're being reminded police brutality against minority, non-white populations is a problem in many places in the world. Australia's been the scene of several Black Lives Matter protests now. Aboriginal activists took to the streets of Brisbane early this week demanding an end to the police killings of Indigenous people and other people of color in Australia, and there were arrests. Joe Biden campaigning in Pennsylvania yesterday criticized President Trump over his handling of the coronavirus pandemic. Biden says Trump's not focusing on the nation's health despite the fact that COVID-19 death tolls are climbing.
750 fathers and mothers, sisters and brothers, uncles, aunts, husbands, wives, children dying every day. More than 20,000 a month.
Joe Biden says that while it's great that the job numbers are rebounding, he says he's worried that what he sees as a, quote, lack of focus and plans from the White House could leave more people vulnerable to infection and dead. Finally,
and the Oscar goes to...
Not yet. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts has announced that the 2021 Oscars ceremony is being pushed back this year from February 28th to April 25th. Due to, you guessed it, the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, that'll be in 2021. The film industry is really suffering because of this. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ex-Atlanta police officer Garrett Rolfe, who shot and killed Rayshard Brooks, has been officially charged with murder, and his former partner, Devin Brosnan, has agreed to testify against him. Fulton District Attorney Paul Howard announced 11 charges against Garrett Rolfe, including multiple acts of aggravated assault and felony murder. The district attorney made it clear that he does not believe that Officer Rolfe feared for his life and that he had a cordial conversation with Rayshard for 41 minutes before killing him. The other officer, Devin Brosnan, has been charged with aggravated assault, and he is on videotape seen stepping on Rayshard's shoulder as the man was dying, and he's also charged with failure to render aid. He is cooperating with the investigation. That press conference also showed that Rolfe kicked Rayshard Brooks
I'm
as
talking
well.
about hard.
Yeah, he kicked him.
After he shot him.
Mm-hmm. After he shot him, exactly, Steve. After he shot him. Yeah, that was a...
Lord, have mercy.
Yeah. During the press conference, after everyone spoke, the wife came up, Rayshard's wife, and one of the reporters asked her, how does she feel knowing that? Because this was new information to everyone. And she said, it hurt me. It hurt me deeply. She started crying. She said, I can imagine what he was feeling at that time. This is her husband. She said that, and she just started crying and crying. And I mean, it was so just heartbreaking to see this woman up there feeling, what her husband was feeling in those last moments of his life, Yeah. Just, it was, it's hard to just...
Listen, all of us are sick about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The sad part about it is it's nothing new.
Yeah, that's true, Steve. That's
It's
true.
just, this is the most time that I've seen them on television since the Civil Rights Movement spend any amount of time such as this discussing race.
Yeah.
And this is the longest protest I've seen with non-African Americans involved concerning racism. So there is an upside to this, even in its darkest moments. And this is a dark time, but I think it's going to be a pivotal moment in our history. And I think just like the election of Barack Obama was a pivotal moment that I thought would never happen in my lifetime, I think that this is another one of those pivotal moments.
Yeah.
I really feel that
you
way.
do feel like some kind of change.
Changes in the air.
Something
Yeah.
is going
Something.
to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need to start at the polls.
Yes, we do, sir. Yes,
we do, buddy.
All right, coming up at 34 minutes after the hour, let's switch gears. Let's laugh a little bit here. The question is, we're going to ask this. What was your most awkward dad moment? We'll talk to the guys right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Father's Day is this Sunday. Is it? I didn't even know that. Okay, Father's Day is this Sunday. So
why y'all don't never know when it's Father's Day? Why is it so y'all miss that?
I mean,
I knew. No,
Tommy,
I knew.
we don't get the credit that mothers get on Mother. Our day is so raggedy.
In my defense,
seen the
I've never had a
commercial?
father.
It's so damn raggedy. Our day ain't nothing. You get dinner reservations anywhere.
No
wide
waiting.
open.
No waiting. All right, here we go. Father's Day is this Sunday. So our question to you guys is, have you ever been caught in like an awkward moment with your dad? And if so, what was it? Or as a dad with your kids, did you laugh about it? Or do you guys never talk about it? Go ahead.
Hurry up, Steve.
Yeah, come on. Steve, or you want to go last? Tommy, go first.
I go first.
Go.
Hurry.
Let me see. Oh, my son. My son just turned 9. But when he was 6, we a bunch of people at the house, and we finna have dinner. So he wants to do the prayer. So I'm like, cool. He didn't done this prayer before. He do something completely left field. This is a prayer I heard my mama do. Oh God, oh Jesus, oh God, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Jesus, oh baby. Amen. I'm looking at this one. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
You black.
You're lying. Oh my God. He's a little
You gonna
comedian
get your
like
ass whooped when these people leave this.
What did they do, Tommy? What did they do?
Oh my God.
Everybody, they fell out laughing, but me and his mama looking at him like, oh my God, you're just embarrassed to mess out of us, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
Come on, Steve. As a father or with your dad, we'll take either one.
I used to work construction with my father.
Okay.
And I hated it. I hated the lunches he made because he would get up and just make a lunch and thought I would just be okay with it. I hated sardines for lunch. I mean, it's hot out here. We've been working all day. And we finna open up this hot-ass can with this oil in it. Man, these stank-ass sardines, these damn crackers, sitting up in here. And I was eating the sardines one day, and he said, boy, you don't like your sardines? And so I was about in 11th grade, 12th grade. So I decided to tell the truth. I said, well, Daddy, not really. Now, we had just started eating lunch. Now, all we got is sardines. We on a construction site that's just in the middle of a field somewhere building something. I don't even know what it was. He said, boy, you like your sardines? I said, no, not really. He just leaned over and slapped them out my hand. Now, the sardines is in the dirt now. Now, we in the middle of nowhere.
That's all you got.
No. I just said I didn't like them. I just didn't want them. And you just slapped them out my hand. And he just kept eating his. And he didn't have a thermos, so he would put ice water in a mason jar, fill it up with Kool-Aid or drink, and then wrap it in a lot of paper and put masking tape on it. And that kept it relatively cool.
Okay.
And he just drank his whole drink. He never mentioned it to me. So we riding home, and he said, you hungry? And I thought about that. I said, okay, well, let me think this out because I better not say what I said before. He said, you hungry? I said, no, sir, I'm fine. He said, how the hell you ain't hungry? You ain't ate nothing since breakfast. So now I'm still thinking of what I'm supposed to say to him because what I want to say is, your black ass knocked it out my hand in that damn dirt with your dirty ass trying to teach me a damn lesson. So I knew I couldn't say that. So I said, well, no, I'm fine. So he pulled over at McDonald's. He said, why don't you get yourself something to eat, boy?
Oh, he felt bad.
That's so sweet.
He felt bad.
And that was the most loving moment we've ever had.
I like that, though, Steve. That was a teachable moment right there. All right, listen. Coming up, Nephew Tommy is in the building right here, with the prank phone call right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject is my husband openly cheating on me?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, but we'll get into it. But right now, the nephew is here with today's prank phone call. What you got for us, Neff?
We got something go right along with that, Shirley. Go
What?
right along with that.
What?
Condom cleaners.
Oh, no.
Condom cleaners, baby.
Play too much.
Yeah, this one right here tugs at my heart.
Fellas, all y'all out there that's buying them pack of threes, you ain't gonna use but one. Throw them other two out the window. Quit trying to save something. Throw them out the window. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm just saying for a friend. That's
Okay,
all.
well, you need to
My bad.
stop.
Yeah, because you all in.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta hear this. Let's go. Cat dog, come on.
Hello,
Hello, I'm trying to reach Tamika.
this is she.
How you doing? I'm Brad from Quality Cleaners. I'm the manager over here.
Uh-huh.
Listen, did you bring some clothes in this morning?
No, I didn't bring anything into you this morning.
Okay. Well, listen, we got an order that was dropped off this morning here. It's a couple suits, some business shirts, and a few other things. But there's actually been some articles actually left in the clothing. So we wanted
my husband probably brought that down.
Okay,
He said
well,
he dropped it off this morning?
It was dropped off like around 7 this morning, but it's like about $100 cash in the pocket. There's a couple business cards. There's a cuff link here. I looked all over. There's only one cuff link, and then there's 2 condoms in here. So I wanted to see if you guys wanted me to put this in a plastic bag or something and have it for you.
Can you repeat what was left in there again?
Well, like I said, we got it's like right at 100, maybe $105 of cash. There's a business card from an insurance company. There's another business card for what is this? This is
what else was left?
Right. I'm trying to tell you about all the business cards.
I'm not interested in the business card because you said something else.
Okay, no, there's a cuff link that we can't find the other cuff link. If it's here, we're looking all over the bag to see if we can find it, but we don't see that either.
What else is in his pocket?
Like I said, you got $100 in here. There's some.
No. You had said something to me. Now I need you to say.
There's some. Yes, there's business cards. There's an insurance card.
The business cards. You said something else.
A cuff link, ma'am. There's a cuff link in here that we can.
The cuff link.
I don't know
you said something else.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 2 condoms in here. Hello?
What did you say?
Like I said, there's $100 in here. There's
no,
some business.
That. Did you say there was some condoms in there?
There's 2. There's 2 extra large condoms in here. Hello?
So, I'm here. I'm just trying to digest all the stuff that you had just said that was in my husband's pocket. Now, are you sure that this is my husband, Chris?
Well, it has. Maybe you know the items, ma'am. There's a gray suit. There's also a solid blue suit. That
sounds familiar, but I'm not understanding what you just trying to tell me. That was the condoms.
The phone number that I called, the number that's attached to this actual order. So, this is the number we have on file. Is this his number or your home number or was your cell? What number is this?
This is our house number.
Okay.
I just don't believe, what you're telling me because we just celebrated our anniversary last week, and this is.
What's wrong, man?
What's wrong? Well, first of all, we married and we never used condoms. And then you up there calling me talking about he got condoms left in his suit coat pocket. I'm not understanding.
Okay.
Oh, I know he ain't cheating on me.
Well, not necessarily. They could have been there.
Well, why he would have condoms in his pocket? That just don't make any damn sense. If we marry and we don't use condoms, then why the would he have condoms in his pocket?
I don't know, man. You'd have to talk to Chris about that one. I guess my main reason is that you want me to.
Well, wait a minute. I wanted to know, did you clean anything yet? Did you clean the suit?
No, we haven't cleaned it. I just started sorting stuff, and I don't
want you to clean a things and all those articles that you said, I want you to put it. I want you to put everything, including them damn condoms. I want you to put it in the bag. I want you to put it in the bag. Don't clean nothing, because I'm going to come up there and I'm going to pick everything up.
Okay, I mean, I'll be here all day. Like I said, my name is Brad, and I'll be here if you want me to put them to the side. I won't clean them. I'll just put them to the side, and I'll leave them in the same laundry bag he had when you dropped them off.
I'm going to Chris up. I don't believe this. I done gave this all the good years of my life, and he going to turn around and cheat on me? You make sure you don't clean up thing, because I'm going to CSI all that my damn self. You put all that in the bag, I'm going to call my job and let them know I'm not coming in today.
Ma'am,
going to get caught.
Slow down. I don't want you to get too hysterical. I mean, you're getting a little irate. Are you okay?
I'm going to be all right. I am going to be all right. When I get up there, Chris is going to get up. That's all I got to say. You make sure you have all that stuff not clean. I don't want you to clean it. I want you to put all that other that you said that you found in his pocket. You put all that in the bag. Because Chris is, I don't know who he think he with.
Okay, Miss Tamika, would you like for me to call Chris?
I don't want you. No. Look, Bobby, I don't want you to call Chris.
No, man. Wait a minute. Wait. My name's Brad. I'm Brad.
I don't give a damn what your name is, sir. I really don't. Okay? Because Chris is going to get up. You just put everything in the bag, sir, like I had asked you to. I am on my way down there, and Chris, no, this ain't going down this way. We just renewed our vows. And matter of fact, them condoms come in threes, and you up there talking about there's two left? What the I'm not understanding. I know how to do my math, okay? Chris is going to get when he get home tonight.
Here's something else in the pocket, too. There's a note in here.
A note? What does it say?
Okay, man, I you know what? This has gotten way out of hand. I don't want to.
And you need to quit telling me every that's in the pocket. Would you read that to me? Matter of fact, I want that in the bag, too. Okay. The more evidence I have, the better off it's going to be for me. Because I'm going to kiss up. What did the note say?
The note says, this is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your husband, Chris, got me to prank phone call you.
What the Oh, my God. Chris was going to die tonight. We was going to have a barbecue in his honor. Do you hear me, Tommy? Do you hear me? Oh, my God, Chris. I don't believe this is to me on radio. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Tommy.
Hey, baby, let me ask you this. What's the baddest radio show in the land?
Steve Harvey Morning Show, baby. Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Tommy.
Come on now.
Boy, I felt so much for her.
Way down deep.
Yes, her voice changed.
It all the.
Yeah.
It took all her breath away when you said that. Yeah.
But she was ready to whoop his behind though. She was ready. It was on. She was through.
Yeah, she was.
She caught her
She was
breath, and then she.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was hurt though.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, you can hear it in her voice, Steve. Yeah.
I make myself proud.
I'll make all these notes, Junior.
Yeah, make yourself proud. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a
Isn't
new
that
one
crazy
right there.
to say, Junior?
Yeah, that's real stupid right there. That's what you do.
Yeah. So let's do this, Junior. When I make somebody heart drop, I make myself proud.
Oh,
okay?
gosh.
I make myself proud.
Oh, he had you down yesterday,
man.
Did he?
That's my other personality. That's me.
All right, guys. Thank you, Tommy. Coming up next, Strawberry Letter. Subject, is my husband openly cheating on me? We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM and click Submit Strawberry Letter. That's steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, is my husband openly cheating on me? Excuse me. Dear Steve and Shirley, I've been married for 15 years, and my husband is an associate pastor. He has office hours at the church, and the church secretary is there from 9 to 5 p.m. I started working part-time because I wanted to buy new furniture. I work in an artsy area of town at a craft store, and there are several restaurants in the area. On 2 separate occasions, my husband called me, and he called to say that he'd be in the area having lunch with some people from church. Both times, I found the receipts, and only 2 people had lunch and alcohol. I never said anything to him. Then our church sponsored a community fundraiser for students headed to college. I couldn't go because I had to work. My husband said he was going with the church secretary so she wouldn't be out alone at night. After that, I began to watch his actions more closely. I noticed that he started checking his cell phone more often and would smile when he read his messages. All of a sudden, he slept with his phone off at night and on the dresser instead of on his nightstand. Last week, I did something crazy when my husband called to tell me he was in my area for lunch. I left work and rode around until I found his car. He was at a Mexican restaurant, and I walked in and found him sitting with the church secretary. She told him, "I'll handle this." She told me that I should be ashamed for being so insecure that I would walk up on them as though I didn't trust my husband. She was so good that she almost made me believe her. My husband denied doing anything wrong, and now he's very upset with me. I don't have any proof of an affair, so should I let it go or keep an eye on them? I got to tell you this, you got to trust your instincts. You have to trust your instincts, girl. You have a feeling what's going on. You saw the receipts for yourself. First he lied and told you he would be lunching with a group of people. Then you found out it was only 2 people, him and her, the church secretary. Then he said he was going to the church fundraiser when you couldn't go because you had to work. He said he was going to the church fundraiser with the secretary so she wouldn't be out alone at night. So when is it his responsibility to take care of her? You're his wife. Now he's monitoring his phone and, doing all of that sort of thing, sleeping with it at night. It used to be on the nightstand. Now he's turning it. All these are suspicious actions by your husband. His behavior has changed. Then you go and catch them at lunch together. And then she gets up in your face, his wife, and he let her. All very strange happenings. This should never happen. That's your husband. He should have been the one saying, "Let me handle this." And he should have checked her for doing that. What more proof do you need? That's what I'm asking you. What more proof do you need? You know what's going on here. They're doing something. They're lunching together. He's making sure she gets home. I mean, it's beyond being a gentleman. It's beyond that at this point. She tried to trick you and knock you off your game, telling you when she got in your face saying you didn't trust your husband and all that. And then you came to your senses and didn't fall for it. Your husband is out of order. You have the proof. And the question to you is, what are you going to do about it? Steve?
Is my husband openly cheating on me? I'm going to read this letter, and I'm telling you as I'm reading this letter, I'm going to lie to you for the entire reading.
Oh my God, I'm going to love this, right? Because I love your lies.
I'm going to lie to you. I'm going to dissect this letter as the lie that you've been hearing.
Come on, lie detector. I love it.
Dear Steve and Shirley, my wife and I been married 15 years. This the dude now. And I'm an associate pastor. So right there, Steve, I ought to get some points for that. I am the associate pastor. I work hard for the Lord. And I got a church secretary. Now, you know how church secretaries look, dog. And she there from 8 to 5 p.m. Them regular hours. Everybody got them hours right there. So what's wrong? And then my wife, she want everything, want some damn furniture and all that. So she gonna start working part-time, embarrassing me as a man, like my efforts as a man ain't strong enough for her.
Yeah.
And I work downtown, in this artsy area town, and I'm handling my business over there by the church, and there's a lot of restaurants in the area. Mm-hmm. And on 2 different occasions, just 2 now, 1, 2, see, 1, 2, 1 and 2. Uh-huh. I called my wife, and I told her I was gonna be in the area that she work at. Who do that if they messing around? Who tell their wife where they gonna be? I told her I'm gonna be in the area and I'm having lunch with some people. Guess where? Church people. Cause I ain't got no time to stray outside the flock. I am the associate pastor. Mm-hmm. And then she gonna go through my stuff and find some receipts and come talking about it was only 2 people you had lunch. I said people. 2 ain't people.
All right, hold that, Mr. Pastor.
If it was just me, I'd have said I said people.
We're gonna have part 2 of your response, Steve, coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject is my husband openly cheating on me. We'll get part 2 of Steve's response coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Come on, Steve, let's recap today's Strawberry Letter. Is my husband openly cheating on me?
So, as I said earlier, I've decided to read this letter as the man
and we're loving
lying the entire letter. So I want you to break you down, So I read it. Instead of the lady writing the letter, I'm responding to the letter as I'm reading it as a man. I've been married to this woman 15 long years, and I'm an associate pastor. Right there, I ought to get some points for that, right, Steve? I work down at the church hard, and I got a church secretary. You know what secretaries look like at a church? I got to sit around her from 9 to 5 all damn day. So then my wife want everything. She ain't happy with me as a man and what I'm making, so she gonna go get a part-time job because she wants some new damn furniture. And? We sitting around the church all the time. What we need new furniture for? And then my wife worked down in the artsy part of town, right? And at this craft store. And there's a lot of nice restaurants down there that I like to go to.
Right.
So on 2 separate occasions, count them, Steve, 1, 2, both times. I'm going down there, and I told her, I called her myself. I said, hey, baby, I'm going to be having lunch in the area just to let you know, and I'm going to be having some lunch. Who do that if they cheating? Yeah. And then I told her I was going to have some lunch with some people, church people, because that's all I'm around.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then she going to find the receipts and then tripping talking about only 2 people was at lunch. I said people. 2 is people. 2 ain't a person. Associate pastor trying to help save souls, and I'm down here trying to save some souls. And she looking at receipts talking about it was 2 people. And then our church, they had a community fundraiser for students that was going to college. I love the kids, and she couldn't go because she had to work at the part-time store trying to get some more damn furniture. Greed.
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 Okay.
So then I told my wife, I'm going to go to the fundraiser with the church secretary so she ain't got to be out alone at night.
Aw, that's so sweet.
The Lord told me that these things that you do unto the least of these, so have you done unto me. So now I'm trying to make sure sister get home safe so don't nothing happen to her. And then after that, she gonna start checking on me close like she got something on me. I told her.
At night.
Yeah, you.
At night all the time. People commit suicide at night. I gotta answer these phones. And then she come tripping talking about I'm reading some text and smiling. Everybody ain't trying to kill themselves.
Oh, Steve.
Some people call and say, hey, pastor, what's up, man? And I just smile, Mm-hmm. Then she come talking about, I sleep with my phone on the nightstand and not on the dresser because I don't want it to go off and disturb her.
Oh,
So I put it over there on the
Thoughtful.
dresser so it'd be far away because she needs sleep, you know.
That's so thoughtful.
And then last week, she did something crazy. I called her again, tell her I was going to the air for lunch. Now, who do that if they cheating? Then she gonna leave her job, ride round, see my car. I'm in a Mexican restaurant. That's another thing. Who cheat in a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah, it's a lot of places to cheat, but that is
Who do that?
That's good.
just
eating.
out with it. Just out with it.
Margaritas, that's good.
But why would I cheat down there? All that good. You don't go to a Mexican restaurant to cheat. The food do damn good.
Right here. Nachos.
You cheat at fast food. You don't cheat at restaurants.
In the parking
So
lot.
now I'm down at the restaurant. She walk in and then gonna come. I'm sitting there with the church secretary, the people. I told her I was going to dinner with people. And I'm sitting there with the people. Guess what? She worked at the church. Steve, you know how these church secretaries look. And then my secretary said, hold on, I'll handle this. I said, man, whoo, thank you, Lord. Because, you know, I ain't want to make no scene because, you know, I'm associate pastor. So then she told the wife, you know, as she should, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
As she should.
This man down here saving souls, and for you to be so insecure and walk up as though you don't trust him, he's a man of God.
What?
And then the girl was talking, it was good, because I damn near believed it myself. You know, that's how good
Very
she was
convincing.
saying. She made me believe her. I went, woo! That's who
got
you
game.
want. Speak for me.
Speak for
And
me.
then, so I told her I denied doing any wrong. And now my wife upset with me. She ain't got no proof of no affair. The secretary told her she ought to be ashamed. She handled it.
She got receipts.
Yeah.
So now my wife want to know if she ought to keep an eye on me when I'm out here in plain sight at Mexican restaurants talking to my secretary about these business, and she want to keep an eye on me. For what?
Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter. Thank you, Steve, at Steve
Fine
Harvey
people need
FM.
Jesus too.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and
All these
Facebook.
men hitting on her. She need to just sit with somebody want to eat.
And don't forget to check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Now, coming up at 46 minutes after the hour, our girl from the talk, Sheryl Underwood, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Introduce our girl from the talk.
Sheryl Underwood.
That's what I'm talking about, Steve Harvey. Listen, I have questions. So this time, instead of me being so aggressively strident, Carla Farrell's, you know, because I know what I said I was going to talk about last time, but you know, there's a lot of time, water under the bridge, everything. So this is what I want to talk about. First of all, let's start with Juneteenth. That need to be a federal holiday. You know what I'm saying? It really needs to be a federal holiday. But I got a question, Tommy, Juniors, everybody. Do we celebrate or do we commemorate? Which one we doing now?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Yeah, which one we doing?
A little bit of both?
Well, okay, well, I understand. First of all, this is where it went left for me. First of all, the 13th, 14th Amendment, free the slave, Emancipation Proclamation, announcement. But if you live in Kansas, Texas, or Oklahoma, you didn't hear it till Juneteenth, which that means you was in slavery for 2 more years. So are we celebrating that we found out 2 years later and we were still working? Or are we commemorating the fraud? The fraud. Okay, go ahead, Tommy, 13X. What happened?
I love that 13X.
Yeah, go ahead, Tommy. What you thinking? What you think, Tommy?
I don't know. I don't think we should celebrate that 2 year. We had 2 more years to be slaves. I don't think that's a celebration.
You sure?
Texas.
You all right? You sure? You all right?
Yeah.
You all right?
So I look at it differently. I mean,
Okay.
did somebody come by here on a horse saying we got good news, we'll be back in a couple of days,
No.
and never came back? What happened?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So the strawberries.
So a day of service like the King holiday?
Yeah, and commemorate. We got to make sure that they remember. Just like they remember what they done to other people, the Japanese, the Jewish people, what they did to the Indians. You got to remember what you did to us so you'll never, ever, 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 ever do it again. So that's why I'm trying to figure out, are we going to be commemorative?
Sister.
That's right. It's got to be a federal holiday. Now, here's another question. Ready?
Okay.
Here's another question.
Come on.
So they getting rid of all the racial stereotype of the breakfast. What took you so damn long? Everybody know Aunt Jemima's was stereotypical, but it also the lady that they based it on, what her name was, Nancy Green. She was born into slavery, but you ain't put that on your little website, to say that. Now you finally gonna get Uncle Ben. Okay, so you done took him off the rice and everything. Now what is Mrs. Butterworth? Can somebody explain to me?
That's what
Steve
Steve was asking.
Because she was in the commercial. Wasn't she in the commercial dancing with Colonel Sanders?
Yeah.
What is
They
she
used
so
to date each other.
Yeah, so that's
They
what
was an
is it?
interracial couple.
That's what Steve Harvey, son of a gun. That's what I. That's
throwing
what I.
that out there.
Listen to me. That's why I was. Are we bringing us together, or are we? What's happening? Can we step on that side of the? Can I put cream in my coffee?
Can I tell you what? See,
What?
when Colonel Sanders and Aunt Jemima was dating, that's when Cream of Wheat was born.
Ow! 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 I didn't know that.
Thank you, Sheryl Underwood. Coming up, we got Carla with Reality Update right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Tommy, let's go.
Let's get to it. It's that time, Carla Farrell, with what? Reality Update.
All right, here we go, nephew. Just a little bit. I know we've been dealing with a lot of heavy stuff, but I just got a little bit of reality news to report. Eva Marcel, our girl Eva, is leaving the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Only after 2 seasons. I don't know. As a cast member on the show, Eva, she has been through a lot. She got married to her husband. She had babies. She got a new house. Yeah, she released a statement saying, in part, I believe that what I hope to accomplish for the culture and community will be better served by focusing on other opportunities. So Eva is leaving the show.
Y'all are not here for the culture.
That's
that
what
ain't
she
what the
said.
Housewives is for. I don't know what culture. When y'all hate and fight each other every Friday.
Oh my goodness. And
Come on Sunday, Steve.
Huh?
They come on Sundays. Yeah,
they come on Sunday, but they meet on Friday. I don't give a damn when you add.
The taping went down, huh?
One of them open the stove, the other one come to the stove, turn over something at the stove. Then somebody don't come to the stove, then release a video talking about the damn stove.
And then they go on a
Only
trip.
one got real money, Candy.
Candy is doing her thing. Yeah.
She's
I don't
the
know.
boss.
Eva, she had beef with Nene, during the season.
That's why she gone. Everybody's
Portia.
scared of Nene.
Yeah, Portia. She had
yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So we'll see what's going on with Eva. And let's move on. I got this Keeping It Real files. I got this I want to include in my segment. So check this out. Do y'all remember this viral video of this woman who was singing? She got arrested or she was being detained. Y'all remember this?
About to lose your
Yeah, take a listen.
Lose your job.
Why are you detaining me? You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this thing. You about to lose your job because you are detaining me for nothing. And you're telling me for nothing. And you about to lose your job. You ain't even got no job because you tried. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You about to... Is this worth you losing your job? Cause you bought? Cause you ain't got no reason.
So everybody saw this video. It was cute. Yeah. Well, going viral might not be a bad thing. Y'all know the security officer that was detaining the lady in the video?
Yeah.
His name is Julius. And this security guard, he has gotten he's received a whole bunch of job offers because people
he
said
almost bust out laughing, Carl.
Yeah, but
almost
they
bust
said that's what happened, Tommy. A lot of people are saying that he kept his professionalism in
Right.
the video. So he's have job offers for security companies in Los Angeles,
Top
being
fight
a
of the world,
bodyguard.
Wow.
Top fight of the world, Craig.
Yeah, yep, a bodyguard in Atlanta. So there you go. Going viral was not a bad thing for June. That was a strip club outside of South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So there you go with that. Yep.
Lose your job.
Okay, we love her. And so finally, let me tell you this. Kylie Jenner and Stormy, they posed for this
Who is
Vogue.
Stormy?
Stormy is her baby, her daughter.
I'm sorry.
It's so cute. They did a little photo shoot for Vogue Czechoslovakia.
I'm sorry. That was not a crack. So I thought Stormy was, the one, the president.
No, not Stormy.
That's Stormy Daniels.
Daniels. Well, you didn't say no last names. You just said Kylie, and I know who Kylie is.
We gonna take
I
all
apologize for that being the lady's baby. That's not what I did. I'm so apologetic. I love the Jenner family. I'm so sorry. I mean, not the Jenner family, the Kardashians.
How you making it work?
I didn't know because it ain't the Jenners no more. I'm sorry. I don't know what to call it. I just like Kylie and Chris and all
talking.
of them. And Kanye wife and Kanye. I like all
more
the girls.
Music, more trending
fine
topics, and headlines at 20 minutes after the hour.
Jenner family. I didn't know.
Talking. We'll be back right after this.
Your job.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Some trending viral news, guys. Officer Karen crying out about her lost food order in McDonald's.
Did you see that?
Man.
Was she trying to say that someone would tamper with her order in a drive-thru in Georgia? And a lot of people are questioning her mental health because she broke down, get this, over a McMuffin and hash browns and coffee.
Really, she has to be taken off the force.
Yeah, this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah. Do you see the brother that takes these videos and while they talking, he's next to the video observing the video?
Yeah, he narrates what he thinks.
That dude's so funny to me.
Yes,
he was looking at her while she was breaking down, cracking over this McMuffin.
Yeah, and these people carry firearms, Steve. I mean, this is a serious situation here. She should not be allowed to carry a firearm. Earlier this week, 3 New York police officers claimed that they had been served tainted milkshakes at a Manhattan Shake Shack.
So that's her.
Yeah.
That's her thinking, I guess. That she's worried about that. But you up here crying. You crying over this breakfast and this coffee and this hash brown.
It's
you
too
need
much.
Get you a
gotta
little brown
go.
rag and just
Michael
take you
Jordan
on
got a
lunch.
poison pizza the night of the finals in Utah. And he went out and played.
And
with
played the
food
game.
poisoning.
Dropped 35.
Yes, he did.
Go
all
and
right.
eat the McMuffin. You'll be all right.
Coming up, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show and some trending news at 33 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, we all know that Pepsi announced it is retiring the 130-year-old Aunt Jemima brand and logo.
Pepsi make Aunt Jemima?
Pepsi make that?
Yeah,
PepsiCo.
PepsiCo.
I didn't know that.
PepsiCo. Quaker Oats and all that.
Yeah. Pepsi announced they're working to make progress toward racial equality through several initiatives and take a hard look at their brand's portfolio. Wow. About time. Uncle Ben's is also changing its brand identity. Uncle Ben's picture is a beloved chef from Chicago. I didn't know that. However, the imagery evokes a servant title that white Southerners once used, aunt and uncle, for older blacks because they refused to say Mr. and Mrs. And then finally, Mrs. Butterworth says it would conduct a whole branding and packaging review. So there you go.
So Miss Butterworth is changing too?
Mrs. Butterworth, Uncle Ben's, and Aunt Jemima.
Now, the Aunt Jemima.
I understand that one.
I understand that one. The Miss Butterworth, I didn't never feel no kind of way about that. But I'm just going to tell you right now, if you take Uncle Ben off the rice, I'm not buying another damn box of it.
Wow.
You want Uncle Ben on there?
No.
Uncle Ben ain't making no money.
White man, it's going to be River Rice or something like that. Yeah. Riley Rice. Well, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And what did they say? What name they gonna change Aunt Jemima to?
No,
If it ain't Aunt Jemima, what it's gonna be?
They're reviewing everything now, so we'll know.
It's going to be Aunt Claire.
We'll know when they repackage and rebrand.
Cause I'm not ready for log cabin yet.
Oh, log cabin syrup.
Oh,
That log cabin syrup. I'm not putting that on my pancakes.
No, I ain't changing to that. No.
I used to eat that when I was little.
So they're
That's
going
Aunt
to take
Jemima.
off the Miss Butterworth, Aunt Jemima. Aunt Jemima,
She the
I didn't
syrup,
like
the
the box.
pancakes, she everything. What if?
I didn't like
pancake
the ribbon on your head, the knot in the front.
Oh,
Yeah,
uh-huh,
but then
the
they
scarf.
took that, and
Yeah, and
then
they
updated.
did her hair. She had a nice
Nice
coif.
He said I ain't like the
Oh.
ribbon.
Yes.
They took that away 5 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Got her head tied up like she Tupac.
But it used to be like that, yeah. But
Yeah,
then they
for a
took her
long
hair
time.
down and gave her a nice do.
I wonder if the colonel knows Aunt Jemima.
Nice
You
bob.
think them two know each other?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother.
That's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
protest in itself.
Right.
Because you stole that chicken. We do know that.
Yeah.
I'm a great Southern
the
man. I've
recipe.
been making
Mm-hmm.
chicken.
That was from
Chicken
his,
is my life.
his maid, right? He stole the cook's recipe.
I did not steal the recipe. These 7 spices, I've known this for a long time.
Coming up, it's our last break of the day.
It's the last break of the day.
And we'll have some closing remarks from the one and
I
only.
like that one. I like that
I
one.
love that one. It was kind
That
of
was good.
smooth. Yeah, kind of cool. Closing remarks coming up from the one and only Steve Harvey at 49 minutes after, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we are, last break of the day.
You know,
Whew. These days, I tell you.
my closing remarks have just been off the top of my head, and because I have so much to think about and say. And this is all I want to say in closing today. I hope that one of the things that comes out of all of this pulling back the curtain on racism, finally people seeing the videos that we see and seeing what we see in them. The thing that I'm hoping comes out of this that I think would be the easiest to do is simply duplicate the laws that we have for civilians and put them in place for our policemen. It only makes sense. It's the law that we have to obey. Why shouldn't it be the law that they have to obey? Mandatory sentencing for police officers who break civil laws. It seems so easy to me. It's almost to me a no-brainer. And I think, I don't know how to get it done, but I'm gonna do my best to make my voice heard on this issue because this is an important issue. If police officers were held to the same accountability as us civilians, that would register in such a big way. Example, I'm a black man, Junior and Tommy. Okay, we're here today as black men. We know that if we shoot somebody unarmed, we already know we're going to jail.
We're done.
And Lord have mercy, if we shoot a white person, we're going to get the maximum sentence. We know this. Every black person know this. It's called mandatory sentencing, and we gonna get the maximum. We've had to deal with that since we got here. The maximum penalty is always administered to people of color. So let me say this. If a white person kills another white person, they know if that white person was unarmed, that white person for killing the other white person is going to probably do some time. Because we have laws in this country. So all I'm saying is, why not have those same laws just applied to the people who are sworn to serve and protect and uphold that very law? See, you can't have these people in a position to administer and uphold the law and have the ability to break it at the same time. This is not the way of justice. And let me say this. Somebody pointed this out to me that made so much sense. Matter of fact, it was Kimberly Jones. It takes longer to get a barber's license than it does to become a police officer. And all you doing is cutting somebody's hair. You get a badge, you get a can of mace, you get a baton, you get handcuffs, and you get a lethal weapon. And you can become a police officer before you can become a barber. What? Are you kidding me? So the things that have to happen, what should have happened in this bill that this president signed was we have to have our police officers in training longer. We have to intensify we have to intensify the background check. And then once you become a police officer and you take the oath to serve and protect, you also have to take an oath with your right hand that you are going to obey the law. If you break the law, you have mandatory sentencing just like a civilian. If your partner does not show any way of stopping you or fixes his police report to say what you wanted to say so you can appear to be a little bit more innocent, then that's called aiding and abetting. He does time for that too. See, this is not a stretch. We're not asking you to make police officers be something else, but because you go to an academy for 21 weeks and you get a badge, a gun, some mace, a stick, and some cuffs does not give you the power to decide if I die today. You don't have the right to decide if I die today because my skin color don't match yours. And you have this feeling of superiority that you have the right to be more than I am because you are white. Them days is done. Them days is done. And my hat off to these young lions that's out here roaring. Hats off to you. Keep demonstrating. Keep protesting. Now, I'm starting to feel less and less about these buildings, just like you feel less and less about these lives.
Wow. Thank you, Steve.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Steve, don't forget something very special tomorrow, or kicks off today, I should say, your mentoring camp for young men. You're having to do it virtually this year. From 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., you have Manhood 101. This is where you open up the 2020 mentoring camp with dialogue. You do a Q&A with our young men, and everybody looks forward to that. And this is going to be a great one, another great mentoring camp. And you always
and we had to do it,
of
course, Zoom and virtual because we can't bring 300 boys and put them in bunks 2 feet apart.
Right.
You know,
right.
just couldn't do it this year. But we have some great sponsors, and thank all of our sponsors for hanging with us and understand. 2020 is different.
Yeah, it is.
It's different.
Thank you, Steve.
And thank all y'all for y'all support for the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation. We in the changing young people's lives business, and we're going to do that in spite of what the country's doing. We're just going to keep it going.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit steveharveyfm.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.